We're back. It's been 4 months and I got my Owari Satsumas here with me. Got this one in the soilless mix and this one in the more soil-based mix. The Owari Satsuma is a mandarin orange, and I wanted to see how these trees would be affected by more of a soil-based potting mix bought from the store, and another little concoction that I was inspired by Gary at Gary's Best Gardening, Laguna Hills Nursery. He has a mix called, I think it's Top Pot, and wanted to make something similar to that, see if some of the stuff he was talking about would work, and definitely noticing some differences between the two of these. So let's go ahead and talk about them. The good news right off the bat is both of these trees are growing. There are fresh new leaves on each of them. Similar amount, it seems like, though the soilless mix is definitely experiencing a little extra growth. And both of these trees have oranges. The soilless mix has oranges that are considerably bigger than the store-bought soil mix. However, that tree does have a few extra oranges. So kind of hard to tell if there's any major discrepancy here. Maybe the oranges would be bigger on the soil mix versus the soilless mix if there were less of them. Hard to say. I probably should have accounted for it. Where there's no discrepancy is the store-bought soil with more of the organic matter is shrinking and compressing really fast. You can see the difference here. There is no shrinkage in the soilless mix, and that has to do with using more permanent materials, things that don't shrink like pumice, perlite, and sand. It's important to note that also the store-bought mix is leaching some of that organic material out with the water through the drainage holes and is staining the concrete a little bit. I'm sure it's nothing that you couldn't pressure wash away, but just something to think about. The tree in the store-bought mix is also showing some yellowing leaves near the bottom. I'm not seeing this on the homemade mix. And finally, just want to comment on the size and the growth. It's hard to tell here. I think in the next video I'll put each plant isolated against a white background, but the soilless mix is definitely growing faster. Now that we're done with the comparisons, just going to go ahead and take these posts out. Don't want them to support the trees anymore, want them to get a little strength of their own. So while I do that, let's talk about some of the things that Gary Matsuoka talks about with regards to soil. His argument basically is that organic materials as potting soils don't work. It's actually not really soil. Most of soil is rock. It's sand, loam, and clay. And throwing a bunch of decaying matter around the roots is killing your plants. And now that I'm doing this, I'm seeing more and more what he's talking about. The store-bought soil mix, which is mostly organic material, is breaking down, it's compressing. That's going to limit the amount of oxygen that goes to the roots, and it could leave us with a bad case of root rot in the future. The top pot style of soil is holding up quite a bit better. There's structure, it's pumice, perlite, sand. Those are all rock materials which are going to give the minerals the plants need, hold the structure so oxygen can get down into the roots, and generally be a better environment for these things to grow. Now that is the theory. Nothing has been definitively proven here yet, and I'm excited to see how that all pans out in the future. You know, these plants are 4 months in now. I'm going to check in again probably around 8 months and see what's going on. If there is a huge difference, I'm assuming I'm going to start to notice it by the time we get to the next spring, and we'll see what that flush looks like. So if you're interested in following along, learning a little something about potting soils and plants in general, make sure to subscribe and check back, hit the notification bell, whatever you got to do. I'd be excited for you to watch some more of my stuff, and yeah, hope to see you again sometime soon.